I first start working in this project because I think first time I need a job to be open the door to New Zealand because I came from Thailand to do my postgraduate diploma in statistics here. So the first time that the head of statistics department approaches me to do this job, and I just think this might be the job that suit my field because I had postgraduate diploma in statistics as well as I have a master degree in statistics from Thailand.
Were you doing social statistics?
Yes, and doing social statistics here is really interesting because I can bring the statistical knowledge into the real world, and I can see the real life of the use of statistical knowledge that I have been training for so long.
Great. So what do you do on the project?
I am doing my role in this project is doing data analysis, data cleaning, doing like statistician work. So now I am doing data screening, and I am also doing my PhD.
So tell me about the actual work on the project. So you do analyses, so you clean the data, and then you do statistical analyses.
Yes.
On the project. Can you give one example of what you've done? I think you were doing some work on an education statistic. Can you tell us about that?
Oh yes, about the educational on track.
Yes.
What we are trying to do is to see whether what factor is facilitate the educational of performance of young people. Like we are looking at age in relation to their age. What we do is how are you performing? Like for example, if you are age 14, what level of NCA you are doing now, and also moreover we are also looking at like their living arrangement, the level of risk, level of resilience, and also the frequency use of the services that they are the provider.
So what do you think, how does that then link to your PhD? So what are you doing on your PhD?
I am also doing my PhD, but my PhD is about because we have this research is we are collecting data in every year, but not all of the youth that we are collecting we can find them on time. On time means within a year. But what I am looking at is why some of youth are easier to find, easier to contact for the second or third interview than other kids. So what factor influence their, like what factor that influence the how we can find them? Are those difficult to find or hard to reach? Are they having more complicated life, or having high risk, or having low resilience, or whatever? This is what my project, my PhD project is interested in studying.
Why is it important to do that, Wa?
Because nowadays there are so many studies trying to investigate what is the characteristic of lost to follow-up youth, but none of them are actually talk about or interested in looking at the characteristic of late or delay response. So there is no guidance, or there is no literature talk about that, and we don't know how to deal with those delay data, which is which is like obviously impact to the quality of data rather than loss, because when you interview the youth maybe 6 months later than the due date, so we don't know that where to put that data into the previous wave or the following wave. So this is what I'm trying to see is the impact of those late and lost participants. How do they impact onto the data quality? When you study too much about theoretical framework or lots of techniques in statistics, but then when you put into the real sample, for example, Jackie told me that 1 plus 1 is not necessarily equal to. Like for example, what I learned was when we sample the participants into the research project, we normally say, okay, it should be randomly selected or systematic patterns or whatever. But we cannot do in this project because we are actually have to choose the participants, that the target participants, which is we can't randomly select it. We just have to go to that person's and really find them. And
so you've learned how to adapt statistics to a complex project. Would that be?
Yes, I learned about adapting the knowledge about statistics into the complex real life research, and also doing research in the real human. You are also having you can't just go to straight. You just have to adapting the knowledge that into the real situation, into the practical work.